So hey everyone, welcome back, and I hope you guys are doing well. So today we are going to discuss another contest. This one is weekly contest 502, and I would say the contest is good, but don't know what is happening with the lead code. Like they are mostly asking the like math related problem on the second in the second question, which is more related to code forces, and a lot of people are also mentioned that. The lead code is becoming code forces, but yeah, the second question is really interesting, and apart from that, the contest is really good. So let's get started. Let's start with the first question. It's simple. You don't have to do a lot of stuff. So this is the question is simple. You just have to do what the question is asking to you to do, right? You are given a string s consisting of digits. To return true if the absolute difference between every pair of adjacent digits is at most 2, otherwise return false. Okay, the absolute difference we know about it. So if you see the first test case, so the absolute difference between the first and the second index is 2, and for the first to second is 1, right? So based on that, both of the differences are less than 2, then we simply return true. Here if you see, for the first time it's 1, for the second test case it's 7, so which is greater than 2, then we simply return false, right? So this is what we have to do, right? If you see the code, it's pretty simple. I have just iterated over the string, and I'm just checking every adjacent pair, and if at any point the difference become more than 2, then I'm simply returning false, otherwise I'm returning true, because this is the best case. Like if we haven't seen anything more than 2, which means all the values which we have are satisfies our condition, right? So this is the first problem. Let's move to the second one. Second problem is quite good, right? I also write out down like the comments to actually got to know, because I also face a little bit difficulty while solving, because there are a lot of edge cases, right? So you are given an 3 integer l, r and k. Okay, an integer y is said to be a perfect k power if there exists an integer x such that y is equal to x to the power k. Return the number of integer y in the range LR inclusive that are perfect x power. Got it? If you see, we have L and R, right? The perfect cube in the range is, if we calculate 1 to the power 3, which is 1, 2 to the power 3, which is 8, they both are come under this particular range, right? So hence the answer is 2, right? So this is what we have to do, right? So if you see, what the first thing, like what the first thing which will comes to your mind, exactly the brute force, right? What you can do, simply iterate the numbers from like 0 till r. I'm talking about the worst case, right? And for every number we just have to calculate the I to the power k, and then check if they are coming like greater than or equal to L and less than equal to R, right? If they are, then we simply increment our count, right? So this is the first thing which will come to your mind, and it is pretty good. Like it's an obvious thing to come in your mind, but if you see that constraints are pretty high. If you see the range are 10 to the power 9, which is too high, so we need to take care of that as well. And apart from that, we should also have to take care of some of the edge cases as well, right? So let's see, let's start with the value, like but right, so what should be the range in which we have to calculate it, right? Because what happened with me, like when I was solving for the first time, so I thought I just have to find the number between L to R and then calculate the value. But the thing which I have missed is, L to R contains the cubic values, or whatever the kth power values, like kth powers values, not the actual numbers, right? So that's where I made a mistake, because I thought I just have to consider this particular range, but this particular range is used for the finding out if that particular thing is coming in our answer or not, right? Not to actually find those number, right? So our initial starting point is from 0 to whatever number we can consider it, right? So it's like that. So what if the value of k is 1? If the value of k is 1, which means all the number come between the range L to R is going to be part of our answer. So in that case, we simply return R minus L plus 1, because if you see k to the power 1, which means if there is a 2 to the power 1 is 1, 3 to the power 1 is 1, or 3, right? So this is the thing, that if the value of the k is 1, then we simply return the total number of elements which are coming between this particular range, because that's going to be a part of our answer, right? So this is the thing. let's talk about what if the value of k is greater than 1 or greater than 1 or is equal to 2, right? So in this case we have two different things, right? First things, we are calculating with a positive one, and the second thing we are calculating with a negative one, right? So if k is positive, right, so if the value of k is positive, in that case we are, what we are doing, we are also calculating the values so that we can conclude them inside our answer, right? And how we are actually coming towards that particular approach, let's see the code. From here we can get a clear idea about what is what exactly is happening. See, if the value of k is negative, then what I have been doing, I'm just calculating the results, like finding the power of that particular number till k, and I'm just checking if at any point it goes less than k, less than l, which means it is not the part of answer. I simply right, I'm just going towards the downwards, and in case of positive I'm going towards the upwards, right? Because in this case in this particular range I have to find that find out the ranges and the values, right? And based on that I'm just decrementing the value of negative, right? And same thing, what I have been doing over here is, because I have calculated till there for the negative, but there is a 0 as well, right? And for the 0, if there is a 0, then this will always going to contribute for the answer, right? And for the positive case I'm doing the same stuff. I'm going towards upwards, and I'm just checking if at any point it exceeded my r, then I'm simply breaking out. Otherwise, if it is greater than l, then I'm considering it my answer, right? And at every point I'm just calculating the power. I have uses a custom function for it, right? And for this I just using the values which I have been passed and iterating over till the expression and calculating by multiplying it. And if at any point the value exceeded, then I'm simply returning a maximum value, so that either of this or either of this case will don't run, right? So in that case we don't get any error and we simply came out from the loop, right? And that's how we are calculating the result. We simply returning the count which we have concluded while counting the results from here, here and here, right? So this is the piece of code is look like, right? And if you see, it is still working. So do let me know in the comment section what would be the time and the space complexity you can think of. It's a pretty good problem. I also took a lot of time to actually come up with this approach, right? So do let me know in the comment section what will the time and the space complexity. And if you're not able to understand it, do let me know in the comment section as well, and try to watch the video again for better clarity and for better understanding. Try to use other test cases and try to write down this in your copy and pen, so that you can actually get to know about what is actually exactly is happening, because it is little difficult as compared to the normal second question. But yeah, you can solve it if you watch the video clearly and what the agenda is going on behind this particular problem. So this is it for the video, and I hope you like the video, you are able to understand. If you are able to understand or not, do let me in the comment section, and if you have any suggestion, do let me know in the comment section as well. I will try to improve it and try to do a lot try to do my best. And this is for the video. I hope you are able to understand. If you are new to the channel, do subscribe to the channel, do like the video, to share with the friends, those are like learning, those are exploring, right? So this is it for the video. Bye bye, take care, let's meet in another contest.